welcome to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. When last we left off, we were up here in the tower, the leftmost tower of Tinadir Keep on Tinadir Island, and we were keeping watch, having a pipe and a chat with poor Tadan, who has been here all this time, keeping eye over Mordrambor, the lieutenant what is her name? Amarthiel, the lieutenant of Amarthiel, the current false king, false ruler of Angmar, who has been captured here on the outskirts of Numinos.
How can I be of service?
Gudurkir oversees the battle for the city from Menelbad, the uppermost courtyard of Numinos. Defeat him and wrest Tan Morgul from his clutches, Gnarlo. What does our enemy say?
Thy efforts are for naught.
My pitiful jailer is correct. Gudurkir oversees the battle from Menelbrand, a courtyard on the highest level of the city. Thou art strong, friend Gnarlo, but Gudurkir is stronger. He will slay thee, and thy friends will be utterly destroyed. Thou canst not hope to take Tan Morgul from him. That is folly. He has been giving us a task to go get Tan Morgul, apparently an ancient weapon of Numenor that has been corrupted and turned to use by the evil forces of the Black Numenorians here in Numinos. Now, Laerdan, who is the elf from Rivendell, who currently goes over there and occupies the right side tower of Tinadir, has been warning us that Mordrambor here is sending us out on a lot of these useless errands to keep us busy, while Amarthiel is searching the ruins for her lost ring of Narchuil. But of course, the Rangers aren't listening to him. So off we go once again out until the wilds of Evendem. This time back to Numinos, trying to find the upper courtyard of Menelbrand and see if we can find this Gudurkir and get the Tan Morgul weapon from him. And a beautiful, beautiful day it is out here in Tinadir, indeed. Looks like it's slightly afternoon. It might be about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the evening. In the meantime, before we head out that way, I've got a few things over here left over from our previous adventure we need to take care of, so we will come right over here to the local vendor camp and all, and talk to the grocer and see if we can't take care of a little inventory maintenance, and then once that's done, we will head back out over to the city proper, and we will see you then.
What can I do for you?
And we are approaching the gates of Numinos themselves, coming into Menethrank, the lowermost courtyard of the city of Numinos. Running into rainy weather too. It wasn't raining right outside. It's like things are starting to fog up out in here a little bit. Cloud up and starting to get some rain showers coming down. Random weather around the lake today, that's for sure. Okay, let's take a quick look at our map, see where we are. Here's the little flag that shows Menethrank, so this is the area we've been. We will continue on up. This is, I believe, Gwelband. Up here is the ranger camp. I can't remember the name of it, but you remember there's a campsite right up here that we have been using kind of rally forth, and I think we still don't have our faction up quite high enough to get the swift travel there. And I'm trying to think, I want to say we've been to Menelbrand before. Have we? There we go, Menelbrand, right there. So we need to travel on up past the camp area and make it up to Middleban. We were going there on our way over here to Chlorhir when we were looking for the dead bodies. The dead bodies of the Angmarum that we got those accursed pieces of black speech off of in the first place. The ones that... the blue archivist is still around. Hadn't seen him a while. Didn't know if he was still light blue to us or not. He is still wandering about. Okay. Ooh. A little bit of a hit of dread there as we went past their little altar. Let's head on up toward the ranger camp. Continue on up into the depths of the city. We're going to try to get up to the very top of it up yonder. All these battle sites with all their dead bodies lying about. Now we come through here. This is one of the areas, if you turn to the right, the Angmarans are battling again, are they? It doesn't let us participate in this battle. This is entirely apparently entirely a battle for show. Does not allow us to participate. As you see, nothing down here comes open for us to battle with. And the Angmaran had taken this area as they defeat the Dunedain defenders. Y'all do know that your fellows are falling right outside here, don't you? Say, I hope so. Anyhow, right over here is the camp. That is Akkad Gathadir. So right here's the camp. We need to head straight to the east as if we were going over here to Glorhir, or the west, yeah, the east, and then just slightly to the north. Alright, they are fighting them off again, as they always will do before they reach here. We're still not...
I'll be of service.
Are we? Yep, still not high enough to get the swift travel yet. Alright, we'll pass back through the battle and keep looking for the highest courtyard of Illuminos here. Those battles there, they rage back and forth. No one side, of course, ever takes control for long. Right up yonder is, I believe, where we are needing to head. No, if I remember right, it's right up this way, isn't it? We're coming up this way. I think this is it right back here. Yep, Middleban. The highest area, the highest courtyard of all of Illuminos. As you see, we're already getting the dread clouds. So, while we are doing that, why don't we go and head and blow our horn of hope here? Where is it at? I know I had one. There are times when having everything collected into one bag is not always the most efficient way of finding things. I swear I had that horn that I could blow and get one hope, but apparently not. Interesting. I must have tucked it away in some chest somewhere. Very interesting indeed. Okay. Well, there's Goldakir right up there at the top, Man of Mordor. We are going to travel down the hill just a little ways. And in the meantime, since we are going to be under some heavy dread while we are taking this guy, what is his level? Gordakir. He is a signature. Book 10, Chapter 11. Gordakir's Restraint. Oh, he's only at level 39. In fact, he's so low, he's barely got more hit points than we do. I wonder how many things are going to jump in on us in the meantime, but still. And this is a level 50, which means things will fight us in the meantime. I'm sure he'll summon in crap. While we were doing that, I'm going to look at what kind of foods I'm going to get. We are definitely going to go into this battle with some food. So while I'm looking at that, I will take a break, and then we will rejoin you. Alright, we have gotten things prepared here. I hadn't realized we were still mounted up all this time. Let us go ahead and dismount, because definitely want to be able to fight on that little pony. Now, I've gotten a few things ready for our upcoming battle. One, we are going to click right here and want to use up one of our plus 5% attack damage. Excuse me. Plus 1% attack damage items. You know, we might as well. We keep getting these things in Hobbit presents, and we've gotten tons of them piled up now. We're going to use a Tome of Defense that we've gotten in our presents to get the minus 10% on all incoming damage. There we go. We've got those two buffs in place. Then right before we go on up there, let's see, how long is this? 20 minutes. We're going to eat a Feast of Rohan. I think you can have a trail food and a regular food active at the same time. I think you can still do that. This will be good for 20 minutes. That will be good for 5 minutes. The Daleman's Crams. So I'm going to go ahead and eat the feast. And then right before we talk to him, we will eat the Daleman's. And I think that is how it works. And then we've got our morale potions here ready as well. So why don't we go on up, get this ready to go. There's Gul'Dakir, the man of Mordor. Alright. Before we get this battle going, let's go ahead, eat our cram. Great. Let the Angmar soldier wander off. Let us talk to him. Fools, did the Rangers send you? You shall be another band of pawns sent to the doom at my hands. I hadn't realized this. I would have gone ahead and I would have cloaked up and attacked him from behind. Did not realize that I was actually attacking on him clicking on him to attack him. I figured he'd want to talk to me and gloat and brag and what do they call it? Monologuing. I figured he'd want to monologue for a while first, you know? Alright, we have defeated Gul'Dakir, and we have taken Tan Morgul. Well, that didn't take much, did it? We got here, Deed Bestowed. Leaders of the Invasion, 1 of 5. We have defeated Gul'Dakir. Gul'Dakir was one of the leaders of the invasion within Numenos. Okay. Alright, well that wasn't hard to do. We need to bring Tan Morgul back to Mordrambor. Alright, we are going to mount up, ride on back. Let's see, does it give a picture of Tan Morgul? It does. You have taken the relic Tan Morgul from Gul'Dakir, a black Númenórean who had given his allegiance to Amarthiel. Its power remains unknown to you. Alright, let us continue on down the hill. We are going to go back now to Tinadir and speak to our captive Angmarum lieutenant once more. And as always, we will see you when we get over there. Let's see here, did we? Yes, the cooked food and the trail food actually stack. I do remember correctly. Okay, we are once again approaching, I think it's Barad Tinadir, the tower here that is serving as the holdout and the fortress of the Rangers here in Evendim. Let us go back up to the left-hand stair, to the sad room where Tadan keeps his watch, and bring this ancient artifact to Mordrambor. Although, I just can't help but think that is a bad idea. You got this supposedly powerful artifact of ancient Numenor, which means it's at least a second age relic, and it has been corrupted and empowered by the Black Numenorians into some sort of weapon to use against the Rangers, and we are bringing it over here to the evil lieutenant right in the middle of the camp of the Rangers, with only Tadan and myself to keep an eye on him while we show it to him. I mean, what kind of powers does it have? What is it going to do? What is it going to enable him to do? I mean, he could speak a word and perhaps blow this island up. Silly, silly Rangers. Let's see what he has to say.
Yes, my friend. Yes.
Untie my bonds and give me the relic you have taken from Gudikir, Tan Magul, heirloom of fallen Numenor. You know, I just don't think so. Hey, what are you doing? Bring that over here.
Greetings.
Finally, a ranger that has some sense. What do you think you were doing, Gnarlo? I do not know what happened to me, but something seemed to shake me from a deep slumber, and I saw you about to untie the prisoner. You need to steel yourself against his wiles. Did not Laerdan tell you that? He is treacherous, our prisoner, and he cannot let down our guard for an instant. I will take Tan Magul and bring it to Calenglad. I do not think it wise for you to spend too much time in the company of Mordrambor, Gnarlo, calling you friend all the time. I do not trust him, and neither should you. Alright, as always, we will take the morale potion, 600 plus 750. Very nice indeed. Okay.
Could I speak with you a moment?
And the superior limbus are going to be nice too. They might actually be better than the cranberry that we've been eating. Nice. Book 10, Chapter 12, A Means to Carry It. Laerdan came to see me, as you said he would, and he told me much the same, that our prisoner remains dangerous. I did not pay much attention to those words, as I should have, it seems. But I have something to tell you that this unfortunate business with Tan Magul drove from my mind until now. Laerdan has learned the location of Amarthiel's palantir, and has devised a scheme by which it might be recovered. He is waiting for you in his room. I do not want to say any more about it while in the presence of the prisoner, but you should talk to Laerdan about this at once. Alright, I would do that, though I do not think
What can I do for you?
that is a good thing to leave Tan Magul here in the room with you. I just don't, so you're gonna be alone. So now you're gonna be alone with the prisoner with Tan Magul. I just don't see that ending well. I don't see any of this ending very well. Let's talk to Laerdan once more. I got a feeling when he knows that Tan Magul is in that room, he's going to kind of flip out as well. And it started out being such a beautiful day, too. So much nice sunshine, such a pretty day. Waves gently lapping on the lake. The sound of apparently a fleet of B-17s flying overhead. There's a weird buzzing sound in the music there. It does sound like aircraft engines, what I have to think about every time I hear it. Hello, Laerdan.
Mago Vannon.
Gnarlo, welcome. You look better than when last I saw you. Did you manage to take some rest at last? The time for open fighting is over. Calenglad is wise and strong, but he has been blinded by his pride. He will not retake Numenos before Amarthiel locates Narchuil. Mordrambor is a creature of lies, but in taunting me, I believe he has made a mistake. He said Amarthiel waited for me in Barad Turan, do you remember? Barad Turan is where the kings of Numenos sat in judgment, and heard the concerns of their people. The histories do not agree on this point, but a number of them record that the palantir of Numenos was kept at Barad Turan for the use of the kings. That palantir of Numenos is gone, drowned beneath the sea, but surely that is where Amarthiel strives with the palantir she has recovered. We must assault Barad Tehran and recover the Palantir, Gnarlo. But hold, do not rush to Kynglad just yet. This Palantir has been bound to the evil of the enemy, and the merest touch of it will cause us harm. We need some means to carry it. Goladir has such a means at Gathforthnir. Though it may cause him grief to remember the events of his fall, you must speak with Goladir on this matter. Only he can provide us with what we need. Alright, so we need to travel all the way back to Gathforthnir and talk to Goladir. Alright, that we can do. I believe we might actually, we are still actually bound there. So let us go ahead and take the Map-It Express, and we'll see you there. And there we are, Gathforthnir. That is the quickest I think we've ever traveled across 5 or 6 zones probably in our history. Now let's go over here to Goladir. Let's talk to him. I feel like Sheen in Apocalypse Now. Angmar. I'm still in Angmar. At least maybe Gnarlo won't have a heart attack in the meantime. Goladir.
How can I be of service?
Gnarlo had not expected to see you again so soon. Why have you come to me?
Could I speak with you a moment?
You say you have come from Laerdan, and that he believes I may play a part in reclaiming the Palantir that was taken from Karn Dûm. The Seeing Stone is wholly evil. I see that now, and wish I had never been made to gaze into it. Mordrambor has paid for his torment of me, but even that will never be enough to satisfy his debt. No act of vengeance will bring back my poor, lost Lorniel. Laerdan speaks the truth, even as Need some coffee this morning. Even as Mordrambor brought me forth from the gates of Karn Dûm, the hateful images of the Palantir still burned in my mind. I clutched in my hand the black cloth with which the Seeing Stone was covered when not in use. The terrible events of that day had all but pushed it from my memory, but I remember it now. Hold the Palantir only with this finely woven cloth bag, else the stone will seek to show you such things that might bring you to despair. Do not touch the Palantir without the bag. I do not wish for you to endure what I was made to endure. Give Laerdan my good wishes, but warn him not to underestimate our enemy. He is a good elf and true, but in him alone have I recognized the terrible burden I have borne in these days since Lorniel was lost to me. Something gnaws at his heart, and I fear it will bring him to harm as he does not guard against it. Alright, so we have to go back to Laerdan, and we're now accepting Book 10, Chapter 13, The Plan Carried Out. Wow, Book 10 here is a long, long book. Remember in the past, some of these books had, 6 chapters? This one, we are already at 13. Alright. Unfortunately, this one we're not going to be quite so fast to trip back. So we're going to travel back out, talk to the stable master. I did not mean to go up here to Lorniel's quarters, that's for sure. As I said, travel back out, talk to the stable master, and see if we can get a ride. Oh, probably back down to the Shire and then back up to Tinadir. That is probably the correct path to follow here. So we are going to do that. And once we have, we will see you when we arrive back in Tinadir.
What do you need?
He doesn't give rides to the Shire, so it looks like we may probably have to go to Rivendell and then take a ride. We'll let you know. I think that's how we had to go last time. Actually, after all that, do we have one to our house? There we go, a personal house. We're just going to go home. We're going to go home, we're going to have second breakfast, and then we'll ride from there. So we'll see you in a bit. we were able to catch a stable ride from the Shire anyway. So there we are back here in Tinadir. We need to travel back on over here, talk to Lairdan, who is up in the tower once more. Let him know about the Palantir bag that we have regained from Goldir, and see what it is he has to say about it. I'm assuming this will probably be the last of the missions we do today. Oops, not the trade run, not trade. Assuming this will be the last of the missions that we probably do today, because it'll probably be on a combat mission or something at this point to go forth and capture the Palantir. And I don't think we have time to do that this morning, so that'll be saved for tomorrow's episode or the day after that, depending on how I'm feeling and how my weekend here goes. I've got a bit of a stomach bug coming on, so uh-oh, there's a note pinned to Lairdan's door. That's always good. Collected Lairdan's note. Never good. Let's see what Lairdan's note says. Bet we'll be able to read it. Yep. My friends, too long have I fled from my obligations, but no more. I go now to Barad Tiran, where I will confront Amarthiel. It is not right that I should send you to wrest the Palantir from her clutches, when I am to blame for much of her evil. I will no longer shirk my responsibility. If I succeed, there will be no cause for fear. If I fail, I will have fallen doing what I should have done long ago. The debt must be paid, and if I perish in its payment, even that would be just. Would that I could see you in person and tell you why I must do this, but I cannot. Out of kindness and friendship you would seek to dissuade me, and I fear I am not strong enough to maintain my course when I am confronted with such persuasions. Do not follow me, my friends. This is something I must do alone. Lairdan. Yep, sounds like Lairdan listened a little too closely to Mordrambor over here, just like Tadan said. Now, let us hope when we get over here that Tadan, who has been sitting in a room listening to Mordrambor's whisperings and mutterings all this time, with Tan Morgul, the ancient artifact and relic in his hands, has not fallen prey to such things as well. Okay. At least we don't have a note pinned to the door, so that's good. And he's still alive and on his feet, and that's even better.
How can I be of service?
What is this? A note from Lairdan? This is my fault, Gnarlo. How could I have been such a fool? Lairdan offered to watch the prisoner for a time, and I agreed. I have not felt well for some time, and I thought some fresh air would do me well, as I said as much to you, if you recall. The prisoner must have said something to Lairdan during that time, woven some foul tangle of words. What sad irony for Lairdan to succumb to his treachery when he often spoke of us to us of its danger. Yeah. Yep, we're going to finish it up here, and I am definitely going to go get some coffee. That is for sure.
Too late.
Oh my
All has been according to the wishes of Angmar's regent.
God, we've got an entire book to read. Okay. Come on, Gnarlo, power through it. Your tongue can make it. My jailer is a fool, Gnarlo, but even he is not the fool thou art, given to pride and an irresistible desire to do good. And yet, what is good? Thou hast done only what the regent of Angmar and I, her greatest servant, desired of thee. It was no accident that brought me to the tomb of long-dead Elendil with so few servants. Thou didst not think Amarthiel would needlessly risk the life of one so valuable, surely. While I have had thee running errands about the city and on pilgrimages to the far shores of vast Nuniel, she has been gazing into the Palantir she retrieved from Carn Dûm, willing it to show her that which she seeks. I am greater now than Goldakir, for it was at her suggestion that I told you he bore Tan Mogul. He thought to use it to challenge her for leadership of Angmar. Thou wert a useful pawn in his removal. Amarthiel shall thank thee for it. But now I have completed my greatest task, the task for which she sent me to thee, Gnarlo, the delivery of Laerdan to her at Barad Taran. She has much in store for the elf, much for which she has waited long. Didst thou think that Laerdan was innocent? Thou art twice the fool then, or thrice so. Run to thy master, Gnarlo, and tell Calenglad of thy folly. Laerdan will not return from Barad Taran, or if he does, it will be in a form none shall recognize, wholly twisted in evil. I have but one task remaining to me, and I shall relish its execution. All right, bring Laerdan's note to Calenglad. I think we will stop it there. Yes, indeed. I think we will definitely stop right there and call this an episode. As I said, I need to get some coffee. And in the meantime, we will smoke another pipe with Taydan here and discuss the folly of men and elves and hobbits. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I've had a fun time running around hither and yon. So we will see you again next time. Have a good one and enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.